The galaxy is engulfed in war. The Clone Wars rage without end, a relentless conflict stretching across the stars as the mighty war machine of the Galactic Republic battles the endless droid armies of the Confederacy of Independent Systems. Led by the noble yet weary Jedi Order, the Republic fights desperately to preserve peace and unity among the thousands of star systems still loyal to Coruscant. Yet for every victory won by the Jedi and their clone army, another world falls to Separatist control. The galaxy has become a patchwork of battlefronts, outer rim sieges, space blockades, and hidden skirmishes far from the core. Entire civilizations are caught in the crossfire, forced to choose sides or face destruction. For the citizens of the Republic, hope rests in the heroism of the Jedi and the dedication of the clone troopers bred for loyalty and service. But the war is not merely fought in open combat. In the shadows, a far more insidious struggle unfolds. Unknown to both sides, a phantom menace manipulates events from behind the curtain, orchestrating chaos for a purpose only he knows. The Sith Lord Darth Sidious has carefully seeded the Republic with the instruments of its own destruction. His influence coils through the Senate, the courts, the banking clans, and, most dangerously, the very army sworn to defend the Republic. On the remote space station orbiting Ringo Vinda, the 501st Legion, under the command of Jedi General Tippler, fights to repel a separatist siege. But in the midst of the battle, disaster strikes. Clone Trooper Tup, without warning or reason, raises his weapon and executes his Jedi general at point-blank range. The shocking betrayal sends ripples of fear and confusion through both the Jedi Council and the Grand Army. No one can explain the cause. The clones are bred for obedience, their loyalty absolute, until now. Concerned by the mysterious nature of Tup's breakdown, the Jedi order his immediate transfer to the advanced medical facilities on Kamino, home of the clone army's creation. There, Republic scientists will search for answers. Among those accompanying him is ARC Trooper CT 5555, known to his brothers as Fives. Brave, resourceful, and fiercely independent, Fives is determined to protect his friend and uncover the truth behind the incident. But as he begins to investigate, he is drawn into a labyrinth of secrecy and obstruction. Kaminoan cloners, claiming to act in the Republic's best interests, are evasive about their findings. The medical examinations reveal hints of something hidden deep within Tup's genetic makeup, a foreign element no clone was ever meant to have. Driven by loyalty and an unshakable sense of justice, Fives defies orders and pursues the truth himself. His search leads him beyond the sterile laboratories of Kamino, into the political heart of Coruscant, where the Senate's bureaucratic walls are as treacherous as any separatist stronghold. Each step uncovers more disturbing clues, whispers of a protocol buried within the minds of every clone, a contingency that could be activated without warning and without mercy. What began as a quest to save his friend now becomes a desperate race to prevent a catastrophe that could wipe out the Jedi in a single stroke. But powerful forces move against him. Darth Sidious, watching from the shadows, cannot allow his grand plan to be exposed. Manipulation turns allies into enemies, truth into treason. As the walls close in, Fives finds himself hunted, not only by separatists or criminals, but by the very Republic he swore to defend. The fate of the Jedi and the entire galaxy may hinge on whether one soldier can reveal the conspiracy before it is too late. Across the galaxy, battles rage as the Republic and the Separatists fight for control of key systems. Entire fleets vanish in sudden ambushes, and worlds once thought safe are plunged into new chaos. Yet while Jedi and clones risk their lives on the front lines, another kind of war is being waged in the shadowed halls of galactic power, a battle for influence, wealth, and control over the very resources that fuel the conflict. The intergalactic banking clan, the galaxy's most powerful financial institution, sits at the center of this silent struggle. Bound by neutrality, the clan lends credits to both the Republic and the Separatists, keeping the war machine alive on both sides. But beneath this veil of impartiality lies greed, corruption, and political manipulation. The Republic's growing war debt has placed it in a vulnerable position, forcing senators to seek new lines of credit to keep their army supplied. Among those navigating this dangerous web of economics and politics is Senator Padme Amidala of Naboo, who works tirelessly to protect the interests of her people and the Republic at large. But when whispers of corruption within the banking clan reach the Senate, Padme is unexpectedly reunited with an old ally and a former adversary, Rush Clovis, a charismatic politician with deep ties to the clan's inner workings. Years ago, Clovis betrayed her trust, aligning himself with the Separatists in pursuit of personal gain. Now, he claims to have evidence of massive fraud and seeks her help to expose the deception. Despite her doubts, Padme agrees to work with Clovis, knowing that the fate of the Republic's economy may depend on uncovering the truth. Together, they travel to Scipio, the icy fortress world that serves as the banking clan's seat of power. There, they find themselves entangled in a dangerous political game, where every deal is made in secret and betrayal can come from any side. Meanwhile, Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, assigned to ensure Padme's safety, grows increasingly suspicious of Clovis. His deep-seated mistrust, fueled by jealousy and an overprotective nature, threatens to undermine the mission. The tensions between Anakin and Clovis escalate, pushing Padme into an impossible position as she struggles to keep the peace between them. As Clovis gains access to the banking clan's records, the depth of the corruption becomes clear. Separatist leaders have been manipulating the war economy to drain the Republic's treasury, ensuring that both sides remain locked in perpetual conflict. But before the evidence can be fully exposed, Clovis himself is thrust into the center of the scandal, accused of treason and placed in a position of power he never sought. Now, with the galaxy's finances teetering on the brink, the fate of the war may be decided not by lightsabers or armies, but by who controls the Republic's purse strings. Political rivalries threaten to fracture fragile alliances, and the banking clan's wealth becomes a weapon as devastating as any super laser. In the shadows, the Dark Lord of the Sith watches the turmoil unfold. Every scandal, every scandalous accusation, and every broken alliance plays into his hands, bringing him closer to the day when the Republic's fall will be sealed. Not on the battlefield, but in the very Senate chamber meant to protect it. The Clone Wars. Season 6, Part 3. The war nears its breaking point. The Republic and the Separatists continue to trade victories across the galaxy, each claiming the upper hand while neither side truly gains the advantage. Entire sectors have been ravaged by years of relentless conflict, and the cost in lives, credits, and hope grows with each passing day. Yet even as the war's outcome hangs in the balance, an older mystery, long buried beneath layers of deception, emerges from the shadows. Many years before the first shot of the Clone Wars was fired, Jedi Master Sifo-Dyas, a respected but controversial member of the Jedi High Council, vanished under mysterious circumstances. His disappearance was officially recorded as the result of a diplomatic mission gone tragically wrong. Few questioned the account, and his name faded into obscurity. But when a long-lost Jedi starship is recovered from the wreckage-strewn depths of space, its blackened hull bearing the call sign of Sifo-Dyas, old questions resurface. The discovery shakes the Jedi Council, for it was Sifo-Dyas who, secretly and without the Council's consent, commissioned the creation of the Republic's clone army from the Kaminoan cloners. Seeking answers, Master Plo Koon is dispatched to investigate the wreckage and learn the fate of the fallen Jedi. His findings reveal that Sifo-Dyas never returned from a mission to broker peace between rival factions on the distant world of Felucia, and that the details of his death were deliberately concealed from the Order. Master Yoda and the Jedi Council dig deeper, uncovering traces of a plot that entwines the Republic's highest offices, the criminal underworld, and the Separatist leadership. Along the trail, the Jedi encounter the Pike Syndicate, ruthless spice dealers whose involvement suggests that Sifo-Dyas' death was not a simple accident, but an assassination carried out under orders from forces unknown. Each revelation draws the Jedi closer to the dark truth, that the army they lead, the very soldiers they command, were commissioned in secret and paid for by a shadowy benefactor whose identity remains hidden. The investigation leads them to confront Count Dooku, the separatist leader and former Jedi, whose denials do little to disguise his hand in the affair. But the deeper the Jedi probe, the more the truth slips through their fingers. Evidence vanishes, witnesses are silenced, and every path seems to end in dead ends carefully constructed to protect a single secret, the name of the true architect behind the clone army. Though the Jedi do not yet see it, the phantom they seek is Darth Sidious himself, the Sith Lord who has engineered the war from its inception. His design is nearly complete, and the Jedi, though suspicious, remain blind to the scope of his deception. As the war rages on, the Jedi return to their duties, unaware that their investigation has brought them within a single step of unveiling the Sith's greatest secret, only for the trail to close forever. The truth remains hidden, and the trap remains set. The war approaches its final days. Though neither the Republic nor the Separatists can claim decisive victory, the balance of power is shifting. The Jedi fight tirelessly to defend the Republic, but the shadows grow deeper, and whispers of doom echo within the Order's sacred halls. Master Yoda, the wisest and most revered of all Jedi, begins to sense a disturbance in the Force unlike any he has felt before. It is not the clamor of battle, nor the presence of a single enemy, but something older, colder, an unseen hand guiding events toward an inevitable end. The strain of the war has left the Council weary, their faith tested. Yet when Yoda begins hearing the voice of long-dead Jedi Master Qui-Gon, he is forced to question not only the state of the galaxy, but the very foundations of the Jedi's understanding of the Force. The Council doubts the truth of these visions, suspecting they are the work of the dark side seeking to deceive him. Determined to discover the source, Yoda embarks on a secret journey beyond the reach of the Republic, guided only by Qui-Gon's mysterious instructions. His path leads him to distant and ancient worlds, each holding a fragment of knowledge hidden from the Jedi for centuries. On the jungle world of Dagobah, Yoda is shown visions of the galaxy's fate, of friends lost, the Order's destruction, and a dark figure cloaked in shadow who will one day bring the Jedi to ruin. Yet the voice of Qui-Gon urges him onward, revealing that there is a way to preserve hope even in the face of total defeat. Traveling deeper into uncharted space, Yoda encounters the enigmatic Force priestesses, beings who exist between life and death. They test him in body, mind, and spirit, forcing him to confront his fears, his attachments, and the darkness that lies within even the purest heart. Each trial strips away certainty, revealing the truth that victory in the Clone Wars may not come through the sword, but through sacrifice, patience, and a path unseen by others. But the Sith are not blind to his journey. Darth Sidious and Count Dooku sense the Jedi Master's quest and move to corrupt or destroy him before he can learn the secrets that threaten their plan. In a dark mirror of his trials, Yoda faces them in visions of shadow, glimpsing the depth of their ambition and the terrible reality that the Republic's fate is already sealed. Though he returns to Coruscant with new knowledge, Yoda cannot speak of all he has learned. He knows the fall of the Jedi cannot be prevented, but that seeds of hope can be planted for a future beyond the war. The Clone Wars will continue, but somewhere beyond the coming darkness, a new dawn will one day rise.